That scares me. I never really thought about how long I'm going to live until then. And I was like, man, we're going to live for a long time. All of us in this room, we're going to live for advancements in medicine. We're going to live for a lot longer than we think we are. I never really thought about it until, actually, this time last year, I was watching the George H.W. Bush funeral. And the reason I was watching that funeral is because Bob Dole's name was trending on Twitter. And the reason his name was trending on Twitter is because at 94 years old, Bob Dole stood up out of a wheelchair and saluted the former president. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm watching that video. I love heartwarming stuff like that. Like, I wake up every morning watching those dodo videos on Facebook. Are you guys into those? If you guys don't know what it is, I'll explain. A dodo, every video, they take like two adorable animals. So just take like a puppy and a duck and throw them a little baby pool, and then they play around. They'll put piano music in the background. Da-da-da-da-da, it's a puppy and a duck. They don't have parents, but they got each other, diddly-doo, you know? I watch those and I cry. That's how I start my day, with a good, healthy cry, you know? So here I am on Twitter, and I'm like, they got video of 94-year-old Bob Dole standing up out of a wheelchair to salute the former president. Hell yeah, I'm watching that. I'm ready to have the cockles of my heart warmed. So I hit go on that video. I don't know if you guys saw that video. That's not what standing up looks like. Poor Bob Dole didn't stand up at all. There was a giant man next to him that picked him up against his will. It honestly didn't even look like he was trying to stand him up. It looked like he was trying to add another body to the box. Like, hey, before you seal that up, I got one more for you. Poor Bob Dole was just lifted against his will and like a marionette saluted and just jumped off and wheeled off to another activity. And I'm like, that's what 94 looks like? They never show us that. Anytime someone gets really old in the community, like if someone makes it to 100, the local news shows up, and it's some lady who's like 104, and she still takes a jazzercise class. And you're like, how'd you make it to 104? She's like, I never stopped dancing. And you're like, oh, I could do that, but not Bob Dole just being resurrected out of a wheelchair. You're just watching that going, how the hell did they get a suit on him? That looks terrifying.
Someone like him. That's what I was thinking back there. I was like, man, that could be my dad. Rodney, were you in Budapest in the 80s? Because I feel like that could be him. What's up, everybody? Yeah, brand new comedy club in the Arts District for doing it. Yeah, love it. I've performed in Vegas many times, but it's always been in a casino, and I've always hated it. I'm not a casino guy. There's like too much AC in there. You know, I wear contact lenses, so that means my eyes get dry like that. I just walk in and I'm like, I hate it here. I was telling my fiance we came out here, and the first time I ever worked in Vegas was at the Four Queens. I don't even know if that hotel's still up. Is it? Yeah. Okay, well, we know it's not for long, right? Fremont Street. Four Queens is just looking at the thing that overtook Binions, and it's like, yeah, we're not long for the haul. We're gonna go soon. But I remember I worked there on Monday through Sunday, a whole week in Vegas, which is way too long to be in Vegas. All right. If you live here, that's different. You can go home, go to church, cleanse yourself. You know. But as an out-of-towner, Vegas is a 2-day town. You come in the first day. Drink everything, you know, do drugs, whatever you want. And then the next day, you don't even want to be there, but you paid for 2 days. So you're out. You ever see someone on that 4-second day who didn't want to be out there? You see some 4-foot margarita strapped to his begrudging, frustrated neck, just... He doesn't want to be there. 2-day town, but I was in Vegas for 7 days. And I remember the first morning I woke up, and I came down the elevator to go get some breakfast. The first thing I saw when the elevator doors opened was a middle-aged man bent over a card table, getting his hands zip tied. He was being arrested at 10 a.m. And that's how I started my day. I saw that, and I'm like, oh, let's get some eggs. And then the next next day I came down, also at 10 a.m. to get some breakfast, doors open, and I saw another man just sobbing next to an ATM while his buddy was consoling him. I'm 34 years old. I've never had my best male friend rub my back like this. And he's just sobbing next to an ATM, and they're just doing this, and I'm like, time to get eggs again? It's just sad. That's why I like this. I'm here Thursday, I got 2 shows tomorrow, and then Saturday, then I'm out. You know, we're not even staying at a casino. We're at the Spring Hill Suites next to the convention center. That's as close as I want to be to any of it, you know? We drove in today, it was 5 hours. We got here in 5 hours. Then we pulled in, then we had to wait 15 minutes in our car because there was a lunatic meth head running around the parking lot. And we had to wait him out, all right? It was almost like it was Jurassic Park, and we're just in our cars looking at the dinosaur. Yeah, we're just gonna let that velociraptor do a couple laps until it decides to leave. This dude was intense. He came up to the window and was just like, I need a lighter! How do you politely say, we don't smoke? And we're close the window. The window was closed. I'm sorry, sir. We don't smoke. I'm having nicotine withdrawals. That's what he yelled. I'm having nicotine withdrawals, and I'm like, maybe, alright? I'm guessing another, but it was so long, we had to wait 15 minutes. He just kept circling, and I just kept looking at my lady, and I'm like, don't worry, I picked a good hotel. And she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And then we went inside, and it was cool, but the outside was an experience. I like this section here, just a little judgy. I like that. Everyone here just time of their life over here. I don't know, we're the French judges in the Olympics. And we're gonna reserve our thoughts till the end. I appreciate that. It's a nice club, I like the lighting in here. Comedy club, sex dungeon, we go now. Could go either way. Could be a weird swingers setup. We don't know. That's to be found out. Yeah. So I do have to ask, because I'm very interested, clap it up if you're a local, live here in Las Vegas person. Great. This is always what I wanted to perform to. If you're not local, don't worry, I'm not picking on you. You're great too. But like, you know, at the casinos I only perform to tourists. That's where tourists go. And I used to hate it. I used to hate it so much. There'd just be a guy in a Green Bay Packers jersey. And it wasn't even game day. Just, there's nothing sadder than seeing a guy in a football jersey not on game day. Just a regular day. Nothing screams, I need a pamphlet about alcoholism. Like wearing a football jersey not on game day. That's what I like it here. It's nice. The Arts District is coming around. I like that the Arts District is surrounded. Yeah, it's coming. The last time I performed in Vegas, I was working at the Strat, and I don't like going to Starbucks. I mean, I'll go if I have to, but I prefer going to like a regular, you know, just a local coffee shop. And I looked, and there was walking distance to get here from the Stratosphere, and I made that walk through terrifying blocks. And they didn't tell you, why doesn't Google Maps have that feature? They should just have a feature where like you look up walking directions and it goes, right out. You're gonna Uber, is what you're gonna do. They don't have that. They actually let me make that walk. Boy, was I terrified. And then I had to make that same walk back with a latte. Somehow more vulnerable looking. Netflix says mug me immediately. Okay, salt maple leaf latte. With the artwork on this. It's nice out there. Glad things are going back to normal somewhat, I think. I don't know. Football season just started. Pumped about that, yeah. Really what I love more than sports is just watching stadium fights on social media. Have you guys started watching stadium fights? Apparently everyone's just been at home waiting for things to open up so they can punch a stranger in the face at a football game. That's what everyone's been waiting for. I've learned a couple things. If you're in a football stadium and you get into a fight, be in the top row. Alright? If you're in the top row, someone down there fights, most of the fight is just chubby dudes covering their bellies. That's most of what it is. They get 2 punches and they're like, oh, my belly's showing. And I'm like, this ain't the time to be self-conscious. You're fighting for your life in the mezzanine. Like, you can, oh, my belly. By the way, that wasn't the big reveal, that you were big. It's not like everyone at home was going, wow, he's spelled, oh, never mind. All right. This isn't the time to be self-conscious. Punch that person. I don't know. I just want to get my name out there before the world ends. You know, I want to get Zoltan to be a popular enough name where I don't have to repeat it. Yeah. Dude, Where's My Car? Yeah, that movie came out my freshman year in high school. And ruined the next 4 years. I was a pretty shy kid in high school, and everyone would just walk up and go, Zoltan! And I was like, God damn it. I've learned recently, I guess I've learned my entire life, but my name can either start or end a conversation. It's one of 2 ways. Like last week, I was checking into a hotel, and the guy behind the counter goes, Zoltan. Whoa! Zoltan Kaszas? I'm like, yeah. He's like, is that name Greek? And I'm like, no, it's Hungarian. And then he just went on to tell me about his favorite Greek restaurant anyway. For the next 10 minutes, just went on and on about this Greek restaurant across the street. And he's like, they got falafels the size of your head, buddy. And I'm like, I'm Hungarian. And he goes, well, what do you got? What are you against Greeks? And I'm like, I'll go check out the restaurant. Just calm down. So it'll either be that or it'll be the other way. I was in Memphis, Tennessee 3 weeks ago, and I went to a barbecue place. There's an old man running the counter, and he's like, I need a name for the order, and I'm like, Zoltan, and he just said, no. I've never gotten that response before. You ever said your name to somebody and they go, no. We're not doing that today at all. And then I showed him my credit card, and I was like, it's right there, and he goes, I'm not typing that in. He goes, around here, you're Zoe.